All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another re-review here on my YouTube channel. This is a game called Crushed, a very forgettable game. Many of you guys probably forgot that I reviewed this game almost, 3.5 years ago, back in November of 2020. Reviewed this game when it came out. The day it came out, 23rd of 2020. Got mixed reviews now, game. Guys, this is a game that was absolute fucking trash when it came out in early access. It's still in early access. I don't know how long it was supposed to be in early access for, but it was $20 when it came out back in November of 2020. And how long will be in early access? We plan to keep the early access until we can say with confidence the game is ready. I'm sure back in 2020 it probably said 6 months or a year or something like that. Now it just says until it's ready. Still in early access 3.5 years later, the developer reached out to me and wanted to offer me a key to re-review it. So here we are. I do like to offer indie developers a chance to redeem themselves, especially after a negative misreview. But let's go ahead and take a look at this review, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at this YouTube video and take a look
All
at
right,
some of
hello
my
everybody.
comments.
Zaxter99 back 5 trailer
Trailer looked good.
for this. He wants $20 with a
Yeah,
10%
I was
discount.
bitching about it wanting
So let
20
me
bucks
go
for
ahead
this.
and show you guys what you get. Real engine.
So
We got a JPG Sky. The
okay, so
clouds
they
are
had a
not.
JPG Sky back then.
We got a
Picture.
tree asset, but the problem here is that there are no different trees. Every
Okay.
tree is exactly the same tree.
So back then I was bitching that every tree was exactly the same. There's no smaller trees or anything like that. All right, we'll see if
Exactly
it's
the same
changed.
height. So what you do, guys, is you come around and pick up these piles of wood that have a random amount of wood on them now, right? And you can find big freaking rocks that you can pick up that have a random number of stone
You
on them.
couldn't even hack trees or
There is
anything back
no
then.
sulfur. There is no iron ingots. There is no, iron or uh, any other kind of materials besides freaking stone and wood. And then you can also find a little plant that gives you cloth. So, and it's exactly the same asset every time. That is not a cloth one. It's a smaller plant than that. And my mouse sensitivity is still way too high, by the way. So it's because of the big huge rocks placed around the edge of the map to keep you from falling off the
So
map.
border
And that's the
of
only
big
reason they're
rocks,
there.
same rock every time.
So yeah, the sun looks good. Yeah, everything, the assets look good. But there's nothing to do here, guys. I mean, why would you pay $20 for an empty world where you can do nothing except gather resources and craft a few measly items? Like, I don't even know that you can craft a base. I think all you can do is craft like a box and a campfire and a workbench and stuff like that. Like, this game is so
So as you guys
of a
can
moment.
see,
I mean,
with no content, no zombies, no animals,
damage.
no nothing
But if I
here.
come up here and I hit E, if I hit F, if I hit right click,
Wow.
if I hit I, there's nothing more that I can craft by having this workbench here. I can craft a foundation. I guess I can build a base. But guys, this base building kit is available on the asset store, and I guarantee you that's where they got this. It's very early in
So
development.
basically,
So why would you charge?
it was a game that just had big piles of wood, big rocks that you could collect. You couldn't hack down trees. You could build a fucking workbench, but you couldn't use it. And it had no content. There were no zombies or anything to attack you or anything like that. They started off trying to sell this for November 2020 for $20 with zero content. And all the assets are exactly the same. It had one tree asset, two couple bush assets, and rolling hills, and a big border of the same rock asset, making a border around a small map, and nothing to attack, nothing to do. So that's why I made a miss video, guys. It made miss number 116 back 3.5 years ago. So he said they've been updating the game a lot. And if you look here, let's take a look at the updates. You all. Yeah, it looks like recently they have had some updates. November 23, February. That was almost a year. And that wasn't even, that was to nominate us for. So basically, uh, December 23, February 20. So they went almost a year without updates in 2023. And then, let me see. January 2023. January 2023 had quite a few updates in late 2022. And then they went another year. So they've won it almost a couple of years solid without any updates. And then they had a few updates after it launched. So he's had a few updates in total because it's been 3.5 years, but he's won a couple of stretches without any updates at all that were almost a year long. So we're gonna see what's here now, guys. It can't be any worse than it was back then. Charging $20 for a completely empty world, pretty ridiculous. So we're gonna go ahead and try it. Yeah, he gave me and Addy both a key, so I want to go and thank the developer and Nypo Box for giving us a key. Let's see. So he has this in early access as well, and he's also launched more games as well. So he's launched a platformer since then and a Red Isle executive survival horror game since this came out, and this is an early access. To be honest, to the developer, you shouldn't be launching more games when this is early access. It just gives you a bad look when you're not finishing, the first games that you say you're going to be.
Zaxter 99. Singing makes it better. No.
Singing makes the game better? Well,
Yep.
It can't be any worse than it was back then. So if you go into the settings here, guys, looks like the settings are exact same as what they were 3.5 years ago.
Really loud.
Yeah, you might want to turn your shit. Make sure motion blur is off in the graphics, son. Mouse sensitivity, turn your mouse sensitivity way down to like 5%. Like you're going to be flying. And it's still saying in a message, so 3.5 years ago after it launched on Steam for $20, it's still in alpha. So this is a big problem right here, guys. This is a massive problem to the developer. If the game is in alpha, it's not even in beta. Why the fuck have you been charging $20 for the last 3.5 years? You should not be charging money for a game that's in alpha, not even in beta. If it's that early, it says alpha right here, 1.1. Why the fuck are you charging $20 for it? And why have you charged $20 for it for the last 3.5 years? And we're not even in beta yet. That's a massive problem. Steam even tells you under the developer rules that you shouldn't be charging money for games that are like 5% complete. And if you're not even in beta yet, that basically says, hey, your game's fucking so far from being done. You've been in alpha for 3.5 years, and you're charging $20. That gives you a bad look right now. Yeah, 3.5 years later, you're still in alpha. That's fucking terrible. This does not represent the final quality of the game. Yeah, exactly. Alpha, and you're charging $20 for it. You've been charging $20 for it since it launched. That gives you a real bad look, bro. I hope this game's a lot further along than it was back when I played it in 2020, because we just took a look at that. So, nobody's playing, as you would expect. I mean, yeah, new game. Z99, players 2, create a room. Okay, go ahead and join me.
What's your room code?
There is no room code. Just search for it.
There is no searching. Oh, I guess room list. Never mind.
Oops. There we go. Alright. Food is obtained many different ways. For example, it can be grown, found in containers, or from the body of an animal or zombie. Well, like I say, it can't be any worse than it was back in 2020 when it launched.
Oh, there are different trees.
You're already in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep, he does have different trees now. Okay. Whoa, what happened?
We got booted.
That's great.
You don't even have a room anymore.
I don't have a cursor anymore either. Oh my god. So the servers, whatever servers he's fucking using, yeah, the game crashed because I don't even have a mouse anymore. It's also using a very high part. Look at how much of my GPU it's using in my... Look at this GPU usage in the main menu here, guys. 82% in the main menu of my GPU, and I have a 2060 Super. Granted, that's not a fucking, you know, brand new video card or anything like that. But there's no excuse for a fucking game like this using 80% of my fucking GPU in the main menu. We're gonna try this one more time. Other, if it disconnects again, then we will. I'll just play it solo. Create room. Game. Oops, I gotta create Z99 again. Let's just go the default 6, just so they can't say that's a reason why it crashed. Okay. Yeah, we lost it. How long did we last in that server?
A turnaround?
10 seconds? The reason I say these, I don't trust this game to be any good, guys, is because I've played so many of
Zombies.
these. I've done so many of these re-reviews, and it crashed
Oh,
again.
I got booted. Yep.
All right. Let me, and again, the game crashed to the point where I don't even have a mouse cursor, so I have to hard close the game. Single player, let's just go a new game. I'm just going to play single player so I can play this game, hopefully, without it crashing.
Yeah,
And
I'm
obviously,
playing
it has
too.
terrible fucking connection to the server. I don't know what kind of servers he's fucking using, but I mean, he probably has no money, so he probably can't afford a server. So we'll just play single player. So multiplayer right now, guys, for $20 is a no, because you can play for what, 5 seconds before you're kicked out and the game freezes and you have to hard close the game. So, oh, we have boxes now that we can open. Remember back
Oh,
in
God.
2021? All right. Oh God, what?
This
Okay.
is horrible.
We have ammo. What the hell is this? I don't even know what it doesn't even say what it is. Okay, so we have. Why do we have Legos in the game? Is that just a free asset you found? Okay, that's another. Okay, so this is what your wood looks like. This is your crafting. Okay, so you have a few things to craft now. So I guess that's good. You can make a blue soap or pretend. Wait. But I guess we got a crafting hammer. Okay. There we go. Yep. Wow. Okay, so you know you can craft cloth out of 4 cannabis. Cannabis makes cloth, huh? Sure, bro. Smoke some more fucking cannabis. You can't search cars? Doesn't look like you can search cars for loot. Okay, just throw some assets in there. So yeah, now he has 2 trees. He has the one with leaves and he has a dead one. So he's doubled the amount of tree assets he used before. Well, what do you think about this, Addy? And oh, he's got his own name on the Coke can now. Nepo Cola. Wow. And you can't stack any. Oh, you can stack it. Okay, cool. Gonna fucking go off for a minute.
Well, that's weird. In my inventory, it says Rust Cola or something.
Right, but he has Nepo too. His blue ones, I don't know what it is. Alright. So he still has the same fucking rock asset. You don't mine it? You just pick it up? Oh, this one you probably mine. Okay. But it's not working. Guys, look at these animations. You can't crouch either. There's no crouch button. Guess you have to mine a bigger one, maybe? Boy, Nepo, you've really done it, man. This is really impressive. Can't mine anything. You can't crouch to get down. I don't think it would work anyway. Okay, can I hack a tree? Oh my god. The animations of this, at least you have closet dust and you can mine wood, I guess. And you just have gem bags full of loot. I guess that's, charcoal. You just pick that up. So I don't know why they give you a pickaxe if you can't mine anything. The tree just disappears. He doesn't even have a falling tree asset. 3.5 years since this game came out in early access, and it was completely void of content then. Can we craft a weapon? Spear. The shotgun takes ingots, so let's just craft a fucking spear. And it just instantly crafts. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. 3. Alright, let's find one of these stupid zombies, I guess. Are you playing this too, hun? Single player?
Uh
Gotcha.
huh.
Well, at least we have zombie. I mean, oh my god, are you serious? This combat. Bro.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you.
Bro.
I was waiting for you to fight one.
He hit me from that far away, guys. My health. Look at my health. Look how far away he's hitting me from. My dude. Oh my god, look how far away I hit him from. $20, huh? And 3.5 years of development. And this is what I'm saying, guys. Most of these fucking missed videos that I re-review, usually the developer doesn't wait 3.5 years. Usually the developer goes out and puts on what he promises to be one magical patch, and an hour after he sees my review and says, hey man, will you re-review my game? It's way better now. You'll love it. They always say I'll love it. They always say how much better it is. Just in this Nepo's guy's case too, he said it's so much better. Yeah, you've got twice as many tree assets here. You got this fucking, it looks like the same zombie asset over and over again. The guy can hit you from a ridiculous distance away, and this is your combat. We get bones, and we get, I have no idea what the fuck that is. This bedside table, it looks like. Don't tell me this is a fucking foundation. If this is a foundation, I'm gonna fucking... Oh my god, bro, are you serious? Go fuck yourself, Nepo. Alright, guys, I'm loading back into the game again. Oh, fuck it. Alright guys, I'm loaded back into the game again after, I admit, going off on this fucking developer who reached out to me, added me as a friend on Steam. I went and looked and saw that, yeah, he had me, or he made this asset trash game back in November of 2020. I missed it. He's reached out to me after 3.5 years telling me how much better the game is and how many, updates he's done and how much better the game is and how it's a good game now, and wanted me to play it. But we saw the multiplayer not function. We tried it twice. It wouldn't even last 5 seconds before it crashed both of us. And then now we have this game here. I just fucking selected my axe, and my guy is just automatically attacking here. This game is trash. Look, yeah, this guy's hitting me from ridiculous distances, as we saw. Yeah, see, he just hit me from 30 feet away. Yeah, see, he just hit me again. From, how far is that? 20, 30 feet away. Your hitboxes are... You need to change your hitboxes, my dude. Like, do you not know how to change hitboxes? You obviously have a hitbox as big as one of these containers here, right? Yeah, my hitbox must be as big as a fucking truck because he's able to hit me from 30 feet away. How do you develop a game for 3.5 years? You have a couple of other games since you've launched this in early access, and you don't know how to appropriately change a collision box? Like, what the fuck, man? This is sad. Why is my guy continuing to swing his axe? Okay, there we go. I had to hit my mouse button. I guess it has some kind of an automatic strike. But this is ridiculous, man. Again, how is he hitting me from that far away? Your game. How is this in development for 3.5 years, Nepo Box? Why have you added me as a friend on Steam? I'm gonna remove you as a friend on Steam because I certainly don't want any friends that are gonna waste my time and my girlfriend's time like this by giving me free keys and asking me to re-review the game. I don't believe for a second that this is a game you enjoy playing yourself. Don't even tell me you go into your game and play for hours on end, because this is trash, and deep down, you know it. Anybody watching this fucking game knows this is fucking trash. You got... Look at this. You still have a JPG sky. The clouds are not moving. It's just a fucking JPG sky. Wow. Like, you could cobble together assets. You and 99.5% of the other indie, quote, developers on Steam can cobble together assets and make a world look good so you can make nice-looking screenshots. But this game isn't worth $20. To be honest, this game still isn't even worth $1. This game is something that should be on itch.io, and where the hell did my axe and my pickaxe go? They just disappeared. My axe and my pickaxe just disappeared. They're no longer in my inventory anywhere, so the game is still broken as fuck. Like, bro, you added me on Steam telling me how much better your game is, and really? Did you really expect that this game is going to make me go, oh yes, this is great. This is a Zach Cerzini gold now. This game's worth $100. This is a great value at $20. Like what the hell were you thinking, my dude? You got inventory items just disappearing magically while you're running around. Your multiplayer doesn't work. Hey, we got a shotgun. Oh boy. What the hell is this? We saw the crafting table. And why do you have Legos in your game? What the fuck is Legos? Is it supposed to be like plastic or something? Let's see what the hell this is. This looks like a big foundation? Oh, that's a... What is this? Just a table. Get the fuck out of here, man. Nice assets you found just to cobble into your game. Well, we got a gun. We have one shell. Right. So we found one shell. Let's go see if our gun works. Yeah, look at this amazing combat. Hey, we killed him. Maybe he has some good loot. Hey, we got 2 more fucking ammo. Nice. You think the game's cool just because you got fucking marijuana in your game? Is that what your thought process is? I'm like supposed to play this absolute pile of shit and be like, oh wow, this game's really cool because it's got fucking pot in it. Wow, you can collect pot from pot plants everywhere and make cloth out of the pot. There we go. There's our fucking pot. Wow, 6 leaves. So let's make some cloth. Yeah. Cloth. It takes 4 cloth and we made 1 cloth. Oh boy, that's great. And there's no crafting. Do you not know how to make a, crafting time? Oh boy, we found some more pot. This is such a great game. You lose fucking items. They just disappear out of your inventory and your hotbar magically for no fucking reason. You got the same zombie asset everywhere, all over the fucking world. The only thing that looks good in this whole goddamn game is the color. It's got vibrant colors. And I guess your sun looks okay. But this game, I mean, like I said, it makes nice screenshots, but there's no gameplay here. I mean, is it further developed than it was back in November of 2020 when it first launched, where you couldn't do anything? There was no zombies at all? Yeah, you've added a little bit, but the game is still not worth $20 US. I don't know what the hell you're thinking, man. The gunplay, the gun doesn't even make a sound when you shoot it. There's a delay when you shoot it, like it takes like a second or 2 before the bullet comes out and hits the guy. I don't know why you think you got a good game here. I guarantee you, Nepo Box, or whatever your name is, Nepo whatever, I guarantee you that you do not sit here and play your game for hours on end because it's a good and solid game. Don't even tell me you do, because everybody knows that you don't play this fucking shit. This game is trash. It's completely void of content. It's buggy as fuck. And, oh, maybe you think it's great because you have Nepo Cola. The items, when you hover over them, like when I open this fucking box, it doesn't even tell me what the fuck it is. So I don't know if that's a fucking rotten orange, if that's a fucking, a massive fucking blob. I don't know what the fuck that is. It doesn't even tell me when you hover over it. At least you have collision in your trees, I guess. You got weeds that blow in the wind, and we found another fucking rifle. So you probably only have 1 gun in your whole game, because that's the second fucking shoddy I found. More colas. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Even your collision on your trees is way too big. Dude, the first thing you need to do, Nepo, is learn how to fucking change a collision box. Right? So I'm not hitting a tree from 5 feet away. And so a zombie isn't hitting me from 60 feet away. So I'm not hitting a zombie from 60 feet away when I got a melee weapon. Right? Learn how to fucking download a shotgun sound, rather than having you shoot a gun and there being no sound whatsoever. Learn how to fucking actually make real clouds in the sky so you don't have a JPG sky. And how about learning how to make it so you don't walk on water and run out in the water? Does this look good? Does this look good to anybody? Yeah, you got some pretty screenshots. Yeah, zoom up on those trees and look how pretty they are. Zoom up on the zombies and there's your fucking screenshots. But that doesn't mean you have a good game. This is absolute trash. I'm walking on water. 3.5 years after this game launched on Steam. Again, I go back to asking you, why the fuck are you charging $20 for a game that's not even in beta? A game that's still in alpha 3.5 years later. Your updates are obviously just adding more stupid assets to your game. What the fuck is this? A fence? Come on, bruh. Oh, I got a granola bar that looks like a fucking piece of shit coming out of a sleeping bag. What the fuck is this, man? Come on, bruh. Let me eat this. Let me eat this dumb shit. Because it'll restore my hunger. I swear to God, if I eat this fucking granola bar and it increases my thirst, I'm gonna fucking scream. Okay, it did just increase my hunger, so good. Or decrease my hunger, whatever. Yeah, look at the reflections in the water. That's... So when the best part of your game is the sunlight and the reflections in the water, and that's the best part of this game. So you got another great screenshot right there. Yeah, screenshot this right here because this is the best part of your game. There's nothing else good about this game. There's nothing else worth 20 US dollars about this game. Nepo, you know it. I know deep down you know that this isn't good. You gotta learn how to code. If you're going to make an open world survival game, multiplayer, you're going to have to learn basic game development concepts. You're going to have to learn how to do something besides cobble a bunch of the same two tree assets, all the same size. Again, your tree assets are all exactly the same size. You're going to have to learn how to cobble something more than how to just cobble together assets and change drop-down menus. You got to, man, if you're going to make a game. You really got to. You're no friend of mine. I'm going to remove you as a friend on Steam because, like I said, no friend of mine would waste my time like this. You're wasting your own time, honestly. You're honestly wasting your own time by just doing nothing but learning how to cobble together assets. You want to make a game like this, you're going to have to learn how to code. You got to. You got to learn fucking code. If you don't know how to code, you're never going to be a real game developer. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, you could probably use, I know people can make games with RPG Maker by just using the default assets. I know tons of people have made Game Guru games by just cobbling together default assets in the Game Guru kit. And you can hit export and you can have a game. But how many Game Guru games are actually any good? Really, to be honest, none of them are really that good. I've played one or two that were decent. I've played one or two that were decent, made by one guy who put a shit ton of work into them. And if he would have put the same amount of effort into like a Unity or Unreal game, he probably would have had a whole lot better game. But you've got to learn how to code because you're just dropping in assets. You're never going to make a good game. You're wasting your time with this. You're wasting my time with this. And you're probably got a refund rate. I would hate to see what your refund rate on any purchases you have on this game. It's probably nearly 100%. Unless they're just your friends who want to support you. Because nobody wants to play this fucking bullshit. Your multiplayer don't even work, man. You gotta have to learn how to code, man. You're just wasting your time if you don't know how to code. So that's the best advice I can give you is learn how to fucking make a game properly. Learn how to code. Quit just relying on assets to do everything for you in your game. Until you learn how to code, until you learn proper game development, you're not a game developer. You're an asset cobbler. And that's all you are. And it saddens me that you've been nothing but an asset cobbler for the last 3.5 years with this shit. You're not a game dev, you're an asset cobbler. That's the cold hard truth, man. This isn't good. It makes good screenshots, right? It makes good screenshots to make people think, oh yeah, that looks pretty decent, I might buy it. Then they spend 20 bucks on your bullshit, and then they're gonna refund it. Because it's void of content, it's fucking broken as fuck. And as you admit yourself, it's still an alpha 1.1. Why the fuck are you charging $20 for a game that's not even in beta? And at this rate, it's going to take you 40 fucking years to get it to beta because you're not learning how to code. You're not learning how to properly make a game. All you're doing is dropping in assets and changing drop-down menus or whatever. It's obvious. You don't know how to fucking make a game properly. I'm sorry, man, but that's the cold hard truth. This isn't something that anybody wants to play, man. You're wasting your time. Go take a couple Udemy courses learning how to fucking code in whatever engine you want to use. Learn how to code. Learn how to properly make a game. Until you learn some basic concepts of game development and some basic concepts of how to code. And when I say learn how to code, I mean learning how to write the code yourself, right? Learn how to fucking make the code yourself. Learn how to figure out what you want to do in a game and then learn how to code it. That doesn't mean fucking go somewhere on some website and download, or not download, but copy somebody else's code and paste it into your fucking game. No, I mean learn how to write the code yourself. It's a lot different than just going and copying and pasting code that you find somewhere, because that ain't going to do what you want. That's why you have to learn how to code. In the same way, you actually have to learn how to develop a game rather than just taking assets and dropping in all over and then hitting export. That's not a game. That's not game development. You're just an asset cobbler. Anybody can cobble together assets. Any fucking 3-year-old can go get a bunch of Legos and cobble together a big pile of shit in their fucking room. A 3-year-old cobbling together Legos is not a fucking, architect, right? They don't qualify as an architect. In the same fashion, you don't qualify as a game developer because you cobble together a bunch of assets into a fucking empty map. This isn't a game, man. This is fucking trash. Learn how to... I'm doing you a huge favor, man, by trying to slap you in the face and trying to, slap some fucking sense into you. And I'm trying to prevent you from wasting your time. Because you're never going to create a game that's worth a fuck if you don't learn basic concepts of game development. This is not something that anybody wants to play, man. Nobody wants to play this, except maybe your friends who feel sorry for you. And that's the cold hard truth. Yeah, everybody laughs at me because I make 2D games, and they look at their screenshots of shit like this and say, wow, my game's so much better than you because you make 2D games. Bullshit. Because I know how to code. I know how to actually write the code myself and make a game do what I want. I figure out a power-up, and I learn how to code it. Not learn, I know how to code it. So I say, okay, I want to make a 2D ship, and I want to make I want to make a ship do a spiral and spin around and go from, here and spin outwards and break through any enemies and rocks and stuff like that. And that's one of the first things I learned how to do. I didn't go copy and paste the code. I didn't go to forums learning how to fucking do it. No, I figured it out. I learned how to actually code my little 2D ship that I drew myself. I didn't go get an asset. I learned how to fucking code the game so it would spiral out. And then I learned how to code the collisions so they would properly collide through rocks and break through rocks and do what I wanted. And then I came up with another fucking, this is my first game I coded. I was like, okay, well now I want a power-up that shoots you out like a cannonball. So you pick up the fucking power-up with your ship, right? And I was like, okay, I'm going to make it, throw you across the fucking screen, and as you go through the screen, you're going to break through rocks because you're going 100 miles an hour. So I learned how to make it look good. I learned how to code it until it actually looked good. I didn't go fucking the asset store and buy an asset to do that. No, I learned how to code it. And that's what you guys need to do. That's what you need to do, Nepo. You need to learn how to properly make and develop a game yourself rather than going to the goddamn marketplace, the asset marketplace for everything. Learn how to make a game, my dude. I'm trying to do you a favor. You're wasting your time. 3.5 years you've been doing nothing but fucking cobbling together assets. Quit wasting your time. Don't waste other people's time. Learn how to make a game for fuck's sake. And if you're out there and you're also just cobbling together assets, you know who you are. If you're another asset cobbler out there and you're relying on assets to do everything in your game, do yourself a favor and learn how to make a game properly. Learn how to code. Learn how to actually come up with an idea and do it yourself. Quit going to the asset store and trying to get an asset to do everything for you. Learn how to come up with ideas that you want to make happen in your game. So in a game like this, a 3D game, learn how to fix it. You know what? I want to make a big lava monster. And I want to make this lava monster, shoot fucking balls of fire at you. Okay, fine. You can go to the asset store and get your big lava monster because I completely understand that as an indie game developer, you don't have time to learn how to use Blender or whatever and make assets yourself. So go buy the fucking big lava monster and learn how to increase the size or whatever. Fine, right? But as far as the mechanics of making it do what you want, learn how to code that shit. Learn how to code it so that it's on a timer so that it can't shoot you 100 times a second. Learn how to put all that in code. Learn how to make it aim at you. Learn how to code that. Don't rely on an asset to make the fucking thing shoot for you. Learn how to code it yourself so that every, 10 seconds or whatever, it shoots a big lava ball at you because that's your idea. That's what you want. You're not relying on an asset to do it for you. Learn how to make that yourself. Learn how to come up with ideas yourself and learn how to make your game do what you want with code. That's proper game development. Going and just buying a whole bunch of assets on the asset store that you think would be cool in your game, and then cobbling all together in a map, that's not game development. That's a fucking 3-year-old piling together fucking Legos in his fucking room, and then screaming, "Mommy, mommy, come look at my game!" And that's exactly what Nepo's done here. He's cobbled a whole bunch of assets together. He spent 3.5 years cobbling together assets, and he just reached out to me on Steam and said, "Hey, Zaxter, look what I made! Look what I made! It's so great! It's so great!" Like a fucking 3-year-old cobbling together fucking Legos. Right? You didn't make the Legos, Mr. 3-year-old, and you didn't make this game. You didn't make nothing about this game. All you've done is bought a bunch of assets and put them into an empty world. Much like a 3-year-old just fucking mashing together Legos. It's no different. You're not a game developer. You're a fucking 3-year-old cobbling together fucking assets or Legos. This isn't impressive, and that's why it's not worth $20. Learn the basics of game development. Coding. Learn how to come up with a concept or an idea yourself and make it happen. And if you have to start with 2D games, do 2D games, because that's a lot easier. But learn how to come up with ideas in your little game and make those things happen. That's proper game development. Learn how to fucking make games, guys. Quit cobbling together assets. 95% of you indie devs on Steam, this is all you know how to do. You know who you are. Learn how to do it right, guys. That's my best advice to you, Nepo. It's my best advice to 95% of you wannabe game developers on Steam. You guys can say your games are better than mine, but until you know how to fucking code, until you know how to come up with an idea and actually make it happen in your game, no, your games are not better than mine, and you're not a proper game developer. I at least know how to fucking come up with an idea and make it happen with code. And I don't go and copy code, and I don't go get an asset to make it happen. I know how to do it. That's what you need to do. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. This has been Zaxter and I. Have a good one.